What's good, squad? It's the big homie SB23 back at you with some more words of wisdom. Today we're going to talk about it's time to spread your wings and fly. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. SB23 on YouTube, Chosen123 on YouTube. Those are both my channels. You'll get these gems on both channels. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for stopping by, hanging out with me, soaking up the knowledge, spreading it to whoever might need it. I'm hoping that you're having a good day, and I'm sending love out your way. So, time to spread your wings and fly. This video was inspired by a dream I had last night. In my dream, I don't even remember everything else that was happening, but the part that I do remember is I was sitting somewhere and this hawk like flew out of nowhere and was like flying above me, and I stuck my hand out because it was kind of close to me, like right above my head. Something told me to stick my hand out. I stuck my hand out and it flew down and it landed on my hand. And then I woke up after that dream. But for me, I took that as a sign as it's time to spread your wings and fly. So, you know, you could go through a whole bunch of stuff in life, and it can make you feel like kind of bogged down or kind of within yourself, I guess you would say. Like when you're dealing with certain situations that you're going through, it might make you feel like closed off, or whatever it is that you might feel in whatever moments that you're going through it. Even if you've already passed through that cycle, something could come up and it can make you go through that scenario again. Like you'll go back through that whole scenario, think about it, reflect on it, and then come up with whatever conclusion you come up from that reflection. But to me, it was a sign that it's time to broaden your horizons, because you know, hawks and like eagles and stuff like that, they fly really high up in the skies, and once they get up there, they don't really actually flap their wings. They spread their wings and they're soaring through the air currents. They're using the air current as a way to soar instead of having to use the energy to flap their wings like most other birds do. So because they have a wide wingspan, you know what I'm saying? And I resonate with that, not only because I was born in Philly, and you know the Eagles is the team from Philly, so I resonate with the eagle. But also I have a long wingspan, like my arms are really long, so they come in handy in a lot of different scenarios in life, especially in basketball and stuff like that. But I resonate with that, with those type of animals like hawks and birds, because they're strong. And actually I'm looking at one right now that I just said that. There's one and there's two in the sky. I can see right now in front of me, and they're doing exactly what I said. They're soaring in the sky. They're not even really flapping their wings. They're soaring where the air current is taking them up, and they're just kind of floating around. But so confirmation if I ever seen one. But they have a higher sense of perspective when they're up there, because they can see everything, because again, they're not flying down here on the lower level and flapping their wings. They're soaring up in the skies and they're looking down on everything. So they have a different perspective on life than a lot of other animals do. They see things from a different space, and they utilize that to their advantage, because they are natural alpha predators. So you know, if they have some sort of food that they're looking for, they soar up in the sky, and they look down until they see something, and then they swoop down on it quick, fast, grab up what they need, and then they get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So within that, you know, you look at that in the same scenario within your life. You know, they don't, and if they happen to miss whatever target they're going for, they don't dwell over it. They just go back up to where they were and then try to find a new target that they can come down and capitalize on. So, you know, to transfer that analogy into life, you know, you might have some goals and aspirations that you're working towards, and you might not hit it that first time that you come down to try to swoop down on it. You might not hit it that second time, that third time, but if you don't give up, eventually you're going to come down and you're going to hit the mark. And then when you do hit the mark, you can fly off and reap the rewards of your persistence and your tenacity. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what I'm talking about here in this video, is staying consistent and broadening your horizons, seeing things from a different perspective. You know, spread your wings and fly up to a different altitude in your life and start to look at things in different ways instead of the same similar way that you were looking at it in the past. And then by doing that, you're able to take a different route as to how you want to go about reaching your goals or your aspirations. So, and also when you are doing that, you are separating yourself from any energies that could try to get in your way. You know what I'm saying? When you spread your wings and you take that flight and you get up to that altitude, you're able to separate yourself from any predators who might be trying to get to you. You know what I'm saying? Who might be trying to utilize whatever it is that they have in their arsenal to get you and have you messed up in your own scenarios in life. You know what I mean? So sometimes you gotta spread those wings and fly off into different areas and try new things and try new tactics and scenarios to get whatever it is that you need to get done. You know what I mean? Also, it's also just a sense of that knowing of freedom. You know what I mean? Because when they're up in the sky like that, they can't be touched. You know what I'm saying? Most animals can't get up that high, so they can't be touched. They're free. You know, they're just soaring around, living life and enjoying it. And that's also what it is about, especially now that we're moving into a new season. Wintertime was rough. You know, we weren't able to do nothing. You had to stay in the house for the most part, and even when you did go out, it wasn't like how it is when it's nice outside and you can go out and you can feel that air, you know, that warm air. You can feel that sun. You can smell that clean, like fresh smell that you get from like the grass when it just rained and then you come out and it's like heating up, or that fresh air that you get from the trees that they're expelling into the universe. Is a different type of feel. You know, life is moving and grooving as opposed to being in hibernation and trying to survive. Because, you know, in wintertime, all we are trying to do is survive until that winter breaks. And then when spring comes, now we get that relief. We get to move around. We get to do a little bit of things in between the rain and that's coming down to replenish the earth and all that stuff. So it's just about being able to move around too and feel free, and capitalize on that good energy that's flowing. So, like I said, y'all, it's time to spread your wings and fly. Time to do new things. When we come into this new spring season, try to do some different things. Do some different things than what you've been doing or what you're used to doing. Try to meet some new people. You know what I'm saying? Don't fall into the same old habits that you had before. Try to, even if it's only one thing that you do differently, you know, try to do something differently within the week that's gonna make you feel free and give you a different perspective on life. Because life is whatever you make it to be. So you can make it mundane and repetitive, or you can make it exciting and spontaneous in between taking care of your responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's saying be reckless and irresponsible, but what I am saying is in between taking care of your responsibilities, find some times to do some new things, and that right there will give you a sense of freedom within your life. It'll be you're spreading your wings into new territories. It's taking you into a new territory. You're seeing things from a different perspective. You know what I mean? Because it's a big world and there's a lot of people in the world and there's a lot of things to experience. And if you only stay within this small little bubble, then, you know, years down the road, you might look back and feel like you missed something or you missed out on opportunities because you didn't take that time to spread your wings and fly. You know what I mean? It's like a butterfly too. It's like a butterfly coming out of the cocoon. You know, it went in as a caterpillar, you know, and then it went into the cocoon, and then but when it was time to come out of that cocoon, it came out a butterfly. So now, you know, now that you've transformed, you know what I'm saying, it's time to spread those wings and fly and go see the world from a different perspective. Because when you were a caterpillar, you seen it from a lower perspective. You seen it from the base of the earth, because you couldn't get up into the sky. And then you went into, something happened that took you into darkness, you know what I'm saying? And within that darkness, you had to reflect on yourself. You had to work on yourself. You had to become and transform into a different version of yourself. And when you did that, it made you stronger. It made you a whole totally, you're still the same, you're still made of the same stuff, the same essence, but you have transformed into a different being. And now you're coming out of those shadows, out of that darkness, and it's time to spread your wings and fly into the light. So once you come out of that cocoon and you bust through that cocoon, and then you spread your wings and you start to fly, you know, it might be a little, you know, you might have to do a few test runs, you know what I'm saying? You might not take off right away, but once you get used to that new body, once you get used to that new energy, and once you do get the feel for it and you take off, that's it. You know, you are now a totally different being, even though you are the same, made of the same makeup, but you have a different perspective, because now you can go to different heights with the new transformation that you've just made. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that simple, y'all. You know, there's a lot of people out there who went through a lot of stuff, especially through the winter time, and came out of it stronger. You came out of it, it didn't beat you down, it didn't destroy you, it made you stronger. So now that you're stronger and you have new abilities, now you can take flight and see things from see the world from a whole totally different perspective, and enjoy it from a higher perspective, because now you're not on the ground level anymore. You can take flight and be up on a higher vibration and see things from a different level and appreciate it from that level, just like you appreciated where you were when you were on the lower level. But now, again, since you went through what you went through that darkness, and came out stronger, now you can use that energy that you have and those newfound abilities to your benefit. And now you can travel to whole totally different places that you never imagined, because now you have this newfound strength and this ability to soar above everything else. You know what I mean? So that's what it's about. You know, the energy is shifting, and for me, I can feel it. I'm an energy reader, so I always pick up on energy, and you can feel it. You can feel it in the air. You can feel it with how people are moving. You can kind of sense it. You can sense it within nature. If you're looking around, you see things are growing, coming to life, meaning there's new opportunity. Blessings are on the way. Abundance is right at your doorstep. You know what I'm saying? If you take advantage of the things that you picked up through that darkness and utilize it, integrate it within yourself, coming into this new season, especially once we go through spring into summer. Once summertime hits, you're off and running, because spring is preparing you for summer. You know what I'm saying? Winter prepares us for spring, spring prepares us for summer. So the springtime is going to be all about growth and harvesting your positive energy that you kept throughout that dark time. And when you harvest that energy, now you're going to have a whole bunch of abundance to work with, to be able to move and maneuver and really enjoy summertime. Because summertime is going to be about utilizing those newfound gifts and that newfound abundance to your benefit. So now you get to have your fun with all of these new abilities that you acquired throughout your time during the winter time, and then the harvest that you had during spring. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is going to make sense to somebody out there for sure. Anybody who's on the energetic wavelength like me is going to completely 100% understand what I'm saying. Take these words, soak them up, apply it to their life, they're gonna spread their wings, and they're gonna take flight coming into these new seasons that we got coming up, because it's in the air. You know, all that old stuff that we were dealing with before is dead and gone, and we're coming into new life, new experiences, new opportunities that are gonna help you take flight and soar on into a whole totally new life, to where you won't even really be thinking about that old stuff that you were thinking about before. You know what I mean? So that's my words of wisdom for today. Spread your wings, man. Spread your wings and fly. Look at things from a higher perspective. Take the opportunities that come towards you. Make sure you're using that higher perspective to pick out the right opportunity, and then capitalize on it when it comes. You know what I'm saying? And then when you capitalize and you reap the benefits from that, you reap that harvest, take time to enjoy it. Don't just rush through it and then look right away for the next thing. You know, take time to sit and enjoy what it is that you're seeing from a higher perspective and you're experiencing in real time, so that you don't miss the whole key to this journey. Because it's not really about the ending destination, it's about the journey. And that's what I figured out. You know, we get caught up on our goals and stuff like that, but really it's the journey to the goal that actually is like the real gem within the scenario. Because think about it, anytime we do get, like I say, if you have a goal that you want to get something, the minute you get it, that feeling lasts for how long? You know what I'm saying? You get a new car, that new car is a new car for about a couple weeks, and then after that, it's your car now, so it's not new anymore. And yeah, you might still appreciate it, but it doesn't feel the same as when you first got it. If you get a new house, that new house is new for a couple weeks, and yeah, it feels good, but after those couple weeks, now you know, okay, well, I got this new house, now I got to take care of it. So, you know, and that's like with anything, you know, a new gaming system, a new, you know, whatever it is that you might have a goal to get. It's cool when you first get it, but once you get it, about 2 weeks later, it's just that. It's not even, it's not as special as what it was when you were working towards trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? And you had this big wish that you wanted, and then you work towards that and you actually get it. Once you get it, that feeling fizzles out because now you have it. So now you're on to the next thing after that, because we're creatures of desire. So we're never, once we get something, we're gonna want something else. You know what I'm saying? Once we get this, okay, that's cool, we had it, we enjoyed it, now we got it, now we're looking at, okay, I want this now. You know what I'm saying? Once you get the iPhone, whatever it's at now, and that comes out, then when you like it for that couple weeks, and then after that, all right, when the next one comes out, you might want to get that one, or however many ones you get after that. But y'all know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, take time to appreciate the things that you have, and the journey towards it in the moment, because that's the real gem. And again, spread your wings and do some new things. You know, do something different. Don't do the same things that you've been doing. Do something different that's gonna fulfill you and give you some different experiences in life. And I promise you, if you do that, then you'll enjoy life much more than, you know, repeating the same patterns, finding yourself in the same type of relationships, just that type of stuff. You want to take flight and soar onto new, different things. You know, challenge yourself to look at things from a higher perspective, and just do something different. You know what I mean? Take flight to a new scenario, new opportunities, new challenges, whatever it is that's going to fulfill you on the inside. You know what I mean? But all right, y'all, it's the big homie. I'm a holla.